What is up to anybody who watches these? Before I start off with my recap and like diving in what happened today, just clap it up. Clap it up for Donald Trump. He strikes again. And it just, to me, doesn't really make sense. I mean, it's not his fault the government is shutting down. Obviously, there's both the parties involved, and it's not specifically him. But other things he does, I'm not going to mention. I don't want to get into politics. But he is wanting the economy to boom. But in order for the economy to boom, he has to make these decisions that is giving the market uncertainty. Okay, I'm not even gonna pronounce that word. I don't know. I was ahead in my head. I know what the fuck it means, but you guys know what I mean. But yeah, like the market doesn't like when we don't know what we're doing and what's gonna happen in the near future, and that's kind of like what Trump is doing. He's really giving this news that could go either way, and the market's reflecting off that. So that means we're going to dump 1,000 points off market open, or we're going to pump 1,000 points. I mean, said in my last video, it's kind of simple. And what comes with that? No retracements and mechanically setups failing. Just like today that I'm going to go over one setup, and then the second setup was straight discretionary and scalping. But yeah, but anyway, like Doji, PB Blake, like all of these influencers, they seen a very good mechanical setup today. And yeah, I took it on the Eval. I'm not going to cap. I took it on the Eval, blew that Eval because I size pretty heavy. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty obvious we were rejecting off key levels, which is what you want to see. I never take a trade unless we hit a key draw in liquidity. And I want it to be an external. And in this case, it was a 4-hour PD array. So once we hit that, we also swept a 1-hour internal low, V-shaped recovery, 2-minute candle displacement, and we started to have buying pressure, and then we also had a range to rebalance that we just made, and then for us to send us lower, which kind of makes sense mechanically speaking. But as you may know, mechanically nothing has been going our way. But honestly, coming in today, I had a bullish bias. Until we swept this 4-hour internal high, because as you know, we were kind of like in that internal range that I got last Friday that people got cooked on. But yeah, I mean, it just sucks. I knew we eventually had to go to equilibrium range, but I didn't think today was going to be the day, just because all the higher time frames were clearly an uptrend, and I learned that in my Discord. Like, I wanted to see longs play out today, but you just got to react off the market. So when the market dumped 350 and the setup failed, blew my account, I'm like, all right, fuck. I want to take a continuation short, and then once I take the continuation short off scalping discretionary, I took it down to this low because it was a 1-minute inversion to the upside, and then we retested the fair value gap, and we were clearly disrespecting the retest. So I'm like, oh, bro, what? We're obviously going to go take down that low. So then, yeah, I took that trade. But yeah, just like today was just like something, it's just shake your head, you know? Like, all these mentors, all these big-time influencers are taking a loss that they're following all their rules, they're following their setup. Like, you can't do anything about that. Like, all you gotta do is shake it off, go to the gym, lift some fucking weights, because you can't do anything about the market. All you gotta do is just react. So yeah, I took a loss, and then I took a W, but that loss, Eval, nothing's funded right now, so we'll see where the wind blows. Alright, well, here is the recap. So anyway, as you see here, we were reacting off this 4-hour fair value gap along with this 1-hour internal low. I kind of just want to go over the bias real quick. Okay, this candle did not happen, but we were like trading right here. So what I wanted to see was maybe us break structure, hit this 4-hour, and then close the 4-hour like right here, and then take a long until this internal high, which was an SMT with ES. But yeah, I still think we're bullish. Like, this candle doesn't mean we're bearish. All it means is we traded to equilibrium. So we'll see. Like, if we start respecting bearish PD rays coming into tomorrow, then I'm bearish. But if we start, respecting the new bearish PD rays. But then if we start to disrespect this fair value gap that's going to open up, then I'm still bullish. But yeah, So then if I go down to the 2-minute time frame where this trade happened, clearly rejecting, really good displacement. So these are fair value gaps. When we create a fair value gap right here, 3-candle pattern, the third candle kind of means a lot. If it closes a bullish candle, that means we are not 100%, but we're super confident we're gonna hit this fair value gap. And then if we invert off one candle with this third candle, like the third candle in the fair value gap, that's telling us that there's buying pressure in the market. And these setups typically play out to a T, but it didn't today. But anyway, like if we've seen, so the bad on this setup that I was like kind of reviewing, okay, we have a 4-hour fair value gap below us. So it was right here. So this is where we took the trade on the 2-minute, right? We took the trade right here. So, oh fuck. Okay, never mind. I take that back. The 4-hour did get to, wow. So we are reacting off 4-hour fair value gaps. Okay, I take that back. So we're going to erase this. We do have an equilibrium range to hit below us. We don't have any generated liquidity. That's what I thought this was the biggest, because usually in the past when these setups get stop rated is when we don't have generated liquidity, meaning that we didn't, like, when we created this move down to this draw on liquidity, we didn't really have, like, these swing highs and then the lower highs. Like, we didn't have this, and this is a really good stuff to target, because think about it. If we hit this key level, we bounce off it, meaning we're getting a V-shaped recovery, we're changing order flow until the next draw on liquidity, then we could target these swing highs, and price realistically, if it wants to hit a draw on liquidity, will flush through this, and then we'll be break even at the first swing high. But yeah, and then you could trim some off. So yeah, I didn't see that, and that is basically how the market is mechanically supposed to move. But, you know, as we know, we have other factors right now that is making the market move. But anyway, this setup ends up failing. Here's the good and bad if you just want to write this down. But, yeah, I got in on this candle. We were in profit for a little bit, and then it gets stop rated. So, yeah, and then this brings me to my setup that I took that low-key signal botted from my boy, but I really liked his reasoning behind this. So his reasoning was, as you see here, we get this, okay, here, let me go back real quick. We get this 1-minute close to this 1-minute inversion, but we're respecting it. And then, oh, sorry, we got this 1-minute inversion. We respected this 1-minute inversion. So we traded all the way back up after sweeping this low. And then we are clearly not in the uptrend. Like, we're not, like, wanting to go up because we would have broke past these highs. So it's telling us that we're respecting this. And then I was wanting to get in off this inversion right here. But I was looking at this setup realistically, and this setup didn't even give the 1-minute inversion. It was all the way down here. So I'm like, all right, I entered right here when we both entered, and what an entry, because we deadass just flushed to my TP. So I caught 33 points here. I closed a little bit early because ES hit this low, and I was not trying to risk this on an eval. And, like, bro, I was already up 1,300. Like, what? Like, there's no point. Sorry, the $200 more, it's whatever. Like, at the end of the day, it is whatever. So, yeah, this setup plays out, and then, yeah, I literally got off the charts because I blew $90. Realistically, that eval cost me $90, and I seen my mentors took that setup. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really know what happens from here. Oh, now we want to rebalance? Yeah, but yeah, that's my trading for today. Blew an eval, but I bought one literally right after, and I hit a $1,300 trade. So I'm halfway to passing that, and we'll see what tomorrow brings, and I really hope it's a good day.